Harrison.
Thank you.
My name is Dan Todd. I'm a senior communication studies major. And today I'll be talking about learning objective 8, understanding communication styles. So topic of discussion. I'm going to talk about the 2 determinate dimensions of communication style, the 4 communication styles that come out of those 2 dimensions, and how you as salespeople can flex your communication to better make a sale. The 2 determinate dimensions are assertiveness and responsiveness. Assertiveness refers to the level of conviction that a person has in the communicative exchange, as well as how much they control the conversation or the thoughts of others. Responsiveness refers to the level of feelings that a person shows, as well as their sociability, how friendly they are. This is just a simple matrix of the communication styles. It just takes the continuums of responsiveness and assertiveness and it breaks it up into the 4. So you've got, drivers are high assertive, low responsive, etc., etc. All right, amiables. These people are high in responsiveness but low in assertiveness. They're friendly, relationship-oriented, and they like to please others, but they're slow decision makers, and they'll tend to avoid conflict. They might even just give in to conflict. Their primary must is to be liked, and their want is for attention. Can I get someone to read what an expressive is for me?
High responsiveness, high assertiveness, relationship-oriented, sociable, spontaneous, make quick decisions, not afraid to conflict, and must not be wronged emotionally. They want attention.
Thanks, Ben. So those people are just very friendly, very confident, easy to talk to. Anyone else? For analyticals, can anybody read that for me? Right there.
Low responsiveness, low assertiveness, they're concerned with details, deliberate decision makers, withdraw from confrontation, they must be right and they want analytical activities.
Right, thank you. So they're not friendly, but they're very low in responsiveness, so they seem cool or shy, but they're very assertive, they're low in assertiveness in that they need a lot of time to think up their response to a problem. And now we've got drivers, which are called directors or dictators. They're very low in responsiveness, but high in assertiveness. Their must is to win, and they want results. Can I get any ideas for what traits you think drivers exhibit?
Confidence.
Confidence, thanks. Anybody else? Driven. All right, good. Anyone? You think they're always right or always wrong?
Always right.
Always right, or they think they are. Anyone else?
No patience.
No patience.
I was going to say maybe leadership.
Leaders. Bossy. Difficult to get close to, business-like. They tend to, or it seems like they use people for their own gain. They're very comfortable with confrontation. They'll direct a conversation that ends in confrontation. So to flex your communicative style, it's important to understand both your own style and the style of your buyer. As we've heard a lot in this class, sales is all about building relationships. And if you make a buyer uncomfortable in the communicative exchange, the sale is very unlikely to happen. A big mistake that a lot of salespeople make is trying to match the communicative style of their buyer, which is a problem because you want the communicative exchange to be complementary. They work off of each other. So let's say I was a driver, or my buyer was a driver, and I decided to adopt that. We would probably crack skulls and not be able to get to our sale. So in conclusion, I talked to you about the determinate dimensions of communicative styles, which were assertiveness and responsiveness. I talked to you about the 4 communicative styles, which were amiable, expressive, analytical, and drivers. And I talked to you a little bit about flexing communicative style. And who as my first question?
What do you consider yourself out of the 4?
It's a great question. I'd say I'm probably a little left on assertiveness, but I think I'm on an expressive. So not extremely confident, but anybody else? I got one for you guys. What type of communicative style would you most like it to have? Would you most like a buyer to have?
Drew back a couple slides to where it showed.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. I'll do this. There you go.
Say drivers.
You want a driver? What's that?
Just because they have confidence and they'll just like I feel like a driver would just convince me just anything, like just be like he's like right. So
So you'd rather have the buyer be in control of the.
yeah,
All right, cool. Anybody else?
And maybe they're decision making to get things done
yeah.
versus an amiable that might just say, okay, that sounds nice, I gotta think about it, and it's like, then you never get an answer when you follow up, so. What do you guys think of Dan's presentation? Go ahead.
I thought his presentation was really well done. He was extremely relaxed and seemed like he knew what he was talking about. Wasn't ever really like nervous or shaky.
How do you start off right off the bat? What did you observe when he first started out? Go ahead.
He was very confident, very loud, and then he welcomed the guests.
Yeah. Nice touch, you know, he was an How did he engage you guys as an audience? How do you engage you?
Read a couple slides.
Yeah.
Questions.
Yeah.
Good question.
Throw a lot of good questions at you. How much did you practice, Dan?
A few, 4 or 5.
4 times, at least, I mean.
And I had the extra day too, so.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
That helps you. So very, very confident. You have a knack for this. I mean, you're very well poised. You've got your enunciation and your diction and clarity is just spot on. So, could he do anything different? What's one thing you may have observed? Go ahead.
He didn't give us any background of himself besides that he was communicating. Well, yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
was
a little bit.
senior.
Did he? Go ahead.
Maybe instead of asking someone to read the slides, just throw the football out.
Yeah, throw a football. If there's 4 bullets, it's like Cody hit the first one and then pass it off to someone else, and we go bang, bang, bang. Who did that? Was that this class that we had to hand off? Was it? Yeah. So that worked well. Did he have? Did he have hand in his pocket? I can't remember. I think he might have at the beginning.
No, his hands are pretty good though.
Okay. Overall, they were very. Yeah, that was great examples using good body language and visuals. That was awesome. My only advice would be, I think you might have started with your hand in your pocket, and a couple of times you look back, and that's a hard thing to do because it's like right there, so you have to remember to look forward. But they really did a nice job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Still the light. My name is Dylan Torgy. I'm a marketing major here at Plymouth State, and I'm a junior. I'm going to be teaching you guys learning objective number 9, and it's called buying teams. All right, who's ready? Want to read that out loud for me?
Can't even see it.
Oh, you can't see that. You can pass it on. 'Cause
Actually,
I know
hit your slideshow button.
slideshow button.
Yeah, it's a little down towards the
Bottom right.
bottom right, and it's one of those little icons.
All the way to the right.
All the way to the right. No, keep going. Yeah. Right there. Yeah.
Boom.
There.
All right.
Love it.
If you can't see, you can pass it on because I also have horrible eyes, so I know what you're working with.
Incorporates the expertise in multiple buying influences of people from different departments throughout the organization.
Alright, take that back from you. So I'm just going to read it out loud in case you guys can hear him. Incorporates the experience and multiple buying influences of people from different departments throughout the organization. Pretty self-explanatory. Alright, the team. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pass this out. I want you guys to kind of pass it to each other and just go through them and read them out loud to us. Nice and clear, please.
Initiators, individuals who identify a need.
That's how you use the football.
Alright, influences individuals who guide the decision process by making recommendations and expressing preferences.
Now you got somebody who's a foam nerf. Make eye contact. Let's go. Everybody look at the ball.
These are individuals within the organization who actually use the product being purchased. One up there.
You just pass. Oh yeah, you can pass up here. So basically, what we've been talking about in class is a lot to do with like a lot of people use an example as the Dell computers. Of, like there's one person who picked the Dell computer, and then if it didn't work out, then that one person would get, probably get fired, or people would be pretty upset with them. So what this is basically saying is that with a big buy, with something that, like the Dell computers probably, for Plymouth State, there's probably more than one person involved with that sale, There's a whole team. Uh-oh. Do you not click the space button to get it to go to the next one?
The right arrow.
Thank you very much. Oh, too far. Okay, so then those are the first 2. There's 6 of them, so keep going.
The deciders, the ultimate responsibility for determining which product or service will be purchased.
purchasers have the responsibility for negotiating final terms of purchase with suppliers.
Gatekeepers, members who are in the position to control the flow of information between vendors and other buying team members.
I think that's it. Nice throw. Alright, so yeah, basically what I was saying is there's a whole group, a whole team. So for example, that would be one example. In the book they had an example of a jet company selling like their jets from a Chicago-based airline for a pharmaceutical company. So they would have like all these people from the pharmaceutical company come and make sure that the new jets would be going here and there and doing what they need. And they would go through this and everyone would be involved. Alright, show me, know me is something we've talked about a lot in class. And this is what's really important when you're working with these buying teams as a salesperson, because you want them to want you, basically. So a salesperson should work with all the members of the buying team and be careful to address their varied needs and objects. Alright, so a little quiz. Anybody want to? Actually, I'll throw it unless somebody wants to guess. Alright.
Help them out. Anybody can help
Is it-
out.
what was
Give
it?
a clue.
The influencers.
Guide decisions, is that right?
Close. I'll give you a little hint. It's the second one.
I like that.
Influencers.
Yeah, that's. Just read that.
Oh, yeah. Individuals who guide the decision process by making recommendations and expressing preferences.
Alright. And who has my first question?
I've got one. I'll take you off the hook.
Okay.
What do you think the hardest part is when you have a team decision if you're the sales lead? What's the hardest part of a sales campaign?
I would say probably getting everyone to follow you and to back you and support you, because that's what you need when it comes down to it. Anybody else have questions? Alright, that's all I have.
Let's give some feedback on this presentation. What did you guys observe? What did you observe? What do you do?
Engage the class.
How?
Football. Having some slides, questions.
Exactly. Sometimes throwing it back and forth almost puts too much. Remember the concept, my time, your time?
Yeah.
So sometimes if you gotta like catch the football and look what you look at, it's just like that's a little too much going on. So sometimes I would just leave it out there. Let's set this one, let Victoria sign in. I would just like leave it out there. So if whoever has it, if Ryan has it or if Gretchen has it, they can hold it. You do your thing. Hey, do me a favor, get that to somebody else. Where's the monkey? It's on their back, right? It's just one. I'm just trying to show you guys one less thing that chuckle, you know. What else did you guys observe? Presentation.
Had a good flow, kept moving. Seemed
Yep.
to go well.
You know his stuff?
Yeah.
Follow the rule of 3? Good. What could you do differently next time?
I know. Not wear wet pants, it's soaking, and it's really uncomfortable getting soaking wet up here.
That's one. Anything else?
Have notes.
What's that?
Have notes.
Oh, I do have some notes, but...
Yeah, you had your slides, but those are hard to read.
Yeah, they're hard to read.
Yeah. So what I would do the old, have your notes in front of you, and I'm looking at Victoria's here. They're pretty readable, but I probably have an even bigger font. But you can probably read that just by glancing down with your eyes like this. So that following that format might be a little easier for you for some of your talking points. I'd also recommend videotaping yourself a couple of times so you can see like, is that what I look like? Is that what I did that time? And then it gives you more confidence and you just build up and do a little better every time. But good job for your first time. Thank you.
Thank you.